Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Renuka bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. The headlines. Joe Biden is 46th President-elect of the United States of America. Kamala Harris creates history as the first woman to be Vice President of the world's oldest democracy. Myanmar goes to polls as Aung San Suu Kyi looks to secure second term as State Councillor. United Nations warns Ethiopia of large-scale displacement as conflict escalates in the Tigray region. In Thailand, protesters urge King to reach out for dialogue. In tennis, Daniil Medvedev masters Paris. Democrat Joe Biden became the 46th President of the United States on Saturday. In a very closely fought presidential election, Biden clinched the race by securing 279 electoral votes. The U.S. President-elect Joe Biden thanked his supporters from hometown Delaware for voting him.
The people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory, a victory for we the people. I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify, who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States.
Vice President-elect Kamala Harris thanked supporters and said Americans chose hope, decency, science, and truth.
You chose hope and unity, decency, science, and yes, truth. You chose Joe Biden as the next President of the United States of America.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated U.S. President-elect Joe Biden on his victory in the elections. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, as the U.S. Vice President, Mr. Biden's contribution to strengthening Indo-U.S. relations was critical and invaluable. Prime Minister said he is looking forward to work closely together once again to take India-U.S. relations to a greater heights. Congratulating U.S. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, Mr. Modi said her success is path-breaking and a matter of immense pride not just for her chitties but also for all Indian Americans. The Prime Minister expressed confidence that the vibrant India-U.S. ties will get even stronger with her support and leadership. The President of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, and the Vice President of India, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, also congratulated Biden and Harris and wished them a successful tenure. World leaders have congratulated President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris on their victory in the U.S. presidential election. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said he looks forward to working with Biden and Harris on a range of issues. German Chancellor Angela Merkel tweeted that she will look forward to future cooperation with President Biden. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that he looks forward to working on further strengthening the special alliance between the U.S. and Israel. French President Emmanuel Macron, while congratulating Biden, said they have many challenges to face. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau congratulated Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris, saying he is really looking forward to working with them. The general election to elect representatives for 1,119 constituencies for the national and regional legislatures is underway in Myanmar on Sunday. Close to 38 million electorate are eligible for voting in these elections, with 5,643 candidates in the fray. Elections to 22 seats were earlier suspended as the Union Election Commission (UEC) declared them to be unsafe or unstable for polling. Elections are being held for 642 out of the total 664 seats in the Pyeongsu Lhota, which combines both the upper and lower houses of parliament. The ruling National League for Democracy (NLD) and the army-supported Union Solidarity and Development Party (USDP) are the main contenders in this election. The Constitution of Myanmar reserves 25% seats in both houses of parliament for candidates nominated by the military. In order to continue in power, State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi's party NLD requires to win 322 seats. Meanwhile, tension has mounted between the civilian government headed by the State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and the military over the last week, as the military accused the government of mismanagement of the electoral process. Reacting to the comments of the Commander-in-Chief of Defence Services Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, the President's office issued a statement telling the Army Chief that his comments violated the law. However, after casting his vote on Sunday, General Min Aung told local media that the election result depicts the people's desire, which must be accepted. The current Parliament's term expires on January 31, 2021. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. The United Nations has warned on Sunday that 9 million people risk displacement from an escalating conflict in Ethiopia's Tigray region. It said that the Ethiopian government's declaration of a state of emergency was blocking food and other aid. In a report released Saturday, the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, said that clashes between federal troops and Tigrayan forces had broken out in 8 locations in the region. The OCHA report said about 6 lakh people in Tigray depend on food aid to survive, while another 1 million receive other forms of support, all of which are disrupted. In Thailand, protesters called on King Maha Vajiralongkorn to reach out for dialogue on Sunday. Protests since July have increasingly called for reforms to the powerful monarchy, a removal of the lèse majesté laws which criminalizes criticism of the monarchy, the removal of Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, and new constitution. Now let's take a look at the coronavirus update from around the world. According to the WHO data, 49.24 million COVID-19 cases have been confirmed globally. In India, the COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 92.49%, with the actual caseload comprising only 6.03% of the total positive cases. In a first-of-its-kind policy consultation, India's Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, interacted with the highly skilled Indian diaspora to facilitate channels for them to contribute to India's Science and Technology and Innovation Policy SCIP 2020. The minister stressed that India aims to connect the diaspora back to Indian scientific and economic ecosystem to accelerate the growth in science, technology and innovation.
India prides itself on having a diaspora empire on which the sun never sets. The Indian diaspora has been a source of remittances, technology and intellectual power. We acknowledge the huge untapped potential of the diaspora and aim at connecting with them back to Indian scientific and economic ecosystem.
India's ambassador to Nepal, Mr. Vinay M. Quatra, handed over 28 ICU ventilators to the Nepali government on Sunday. It is part of India's ongoing COVID-related assistance to Nepal. In a ceremony, Mr. Quatra said that the gesture is a reaffirmation of India's solidarity and commitment with the government and the people of Nepal. Google commemorated the 101st birth anniversary of Purushottam Lakshman Deshpande with a doodle on Sunday. Popular as Pula Deshpande, he was a renowned Marathi writer and a multifaceted genius. He was associated with All India Radio and Doordarshan for a long period in his long and illustrious career and was honoured with the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan. All India Radio remembers the legend with one of his famous compositions. Tennis Daniil Medvedev defeats Alexander Zverev to clinch Paris Master title. India is celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to his favorite bhajan Vaishnava Jan by artists from Syria. Vaishnava Jana to tene kahiye je seedhe paraye jane re par dukhe upkar kare koye mane abhiman na. And with that we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.